Hello student, today I will explain your grammar topic figure of speech. What is the figure of speech? In this video lecture I will explain what is the figure of speech, where we use and why we use this figure of speech. In previous standard you have learned about the parts of speech, that is a different of the figure of speech. So we have to understand what is the different. Okay. Now the figure of speech, we use figure of speech in figurative language. Figurative language means we have to make our sentence more attractive. Suppose some examples are given here. He ran fast. That is a literature. I have written this way. He ran fast. But if I have to add some more word and show as a more figurative, more attractive sentence. Suppose I have written one sentence, I ran fast. Second sentence I have written, he ran like the wind. So we can understand wind is not a blow as like a air. Wind is fast blowing. So he, as a compare, we are just going here, wind and he. So he ran as like a wind. This is the difference of the literature and the figurative language. Okay. Now next, figurative language to add color and interest and to awaken the imagination. We have to more aware, more imaginative about our sentence. Figurative language is everywhere, from classical work like Shakespeare's or the Bible to everyday speech, pop music and television commercials. Everywhere we can see that there is a figurative language. It makes the reader or listener use their imagination and understand much more than the plain words. Figurative language is the opposite of literal language. Literal language means exactly what it says. Suppose he ran fast. That is the exact what it say. But if I write he ran like the wind, so it is a not a literature language, it is a figurative language, more attractive. Figurative language means something different too, and usually more than what it say on the surface. So in some respect they are the foundation of communication. Figure of speech are a set of tools essential for all writers. Conveying a complex idea can be virtually impossible without an image or analogy. So we can say that what is the role of the figure of speech. So we can see here in a two way. First as a decoration, second as a clarity. Decoration, we all love to decorate our home. What would your home be like without them? They give beauty and variety to what we wish to show. Same way, figure of speech are decoration we use for our writing. Without them, our writing would be boring. Clarity, we can see here the clarity. A complex subject can best be conveyed imaginatively and captivatingly. The purpose of learning figure of speech is to make you aware as writers of the power and degree of choice you have when using it in English. So commonly use the figure of speech, we can say there in grammar there are 27 figure of speech, but we have to see here now. First is a simile. A simile shows a likeness or comparison between two objects or event. A simile is usually introduced with the words like as, so. For example, she is as pretty as a picture. So simile just going to the comparison between the two objects or events. Second, the story was as dull as ditch water. Third, he is as sober as a judge. Second point is a metaphor. A metaphor is like a simile. Metaphor is like a simile. What is the simile? Simile is comparison between the two objects. So metaphor also follow this formula. He also compare between two objects or event without the word as or like and so. It is an implied simile. He was a lion in the battlefield, so he just looks like a lion. Variety is his spice of life. His spice, the variety now. She was a tower of strength in their trouble. So here we can understand what is the metaphor. So I hope you understand what is the difference between the metaphor and simile. Both figure of speech are compared the two object or events. Simile used when we simile compare of two object and events used so as words, but metaphor didn't use this type words. Personification. In personification, non-living objects, abstract ideas or qualities are spoken of as persons or human beings. Like a necessity knows no law. Non-living objects looks like a living objects. Hope springs internal. Lets the floods clap their hands. I kiss the hand of death. We frequently use personification. Apostrophe. An apostrophe is a development of personification in which the writer addresses absent or inanimate object, concept, or idea as if they were alive and could reply. For example, fair daffodils, we weep to see you heads away so soon. O wind, where have you been? Lead, kindly light amid the encircling gloom. So these are the examples of the apostrophe. Oxymoron. An oxymoron is when two terms or words are used together in a sentence but they seem to contradict each other, means opposite. Oxymoron is a statement which on the surface seems to contradict itself, a kind of crisp contradiction. An oxymoron is a figure of speech that deliberately uses two different yet differing ideas. The contradiction creates a paradoxical image in the reader's or listener's mind that generates a new concept or meaning for the whole. For example, first, life is better sweet. He is the wisest fool of them all. He was condemned to a living death. So here the two contradict words each in one sentence. Now next is antithesis. In antithesis, one word or idea is set in direct contrast against another. For emphasize, it is a combination of two words, phrase, clause, or sentences contrasted in meaning to offer a highlight to contrasting ideas. Antitheses occur when you place two different or opposite ideas near each other. Like for example, united we stand, divide we fall. To err is human, to forgive is divine. We look for light, but all is darkness. Pun. Pun is a word or phrase used in two different senses. It is usually used in plays where one word has two different meanings and is used to create humor. Pun is a play of words, either they are different meaning or upon two different words sounding the same. For example, a bicycle can't stand on its own bicycle, it is too tired. A boy swallowed some coins and was taken to a hospital. His grandmother phoned to ask how he was. A nurse said, no change yet. Third, truly, sir, all that I live by is with the owl. I meddle with no tradesman's matter, no woman's matter, but with owl. Fourth number, is life worth living? That depends on the liver. Fifth number, a trade, sir, that I hope I may use with a safe consciousness, which is indeed, sir, a mender of bad souls. So these are the examples of the pun. Irony. Irony is when one thing is said which means the exact opposite. With irony, the word used suggests the opposite of their literal meaning. For example, here, under leave of brutes and the rest of brutes is an honorable man, so are they all honorable man. The fire station burned down last night, as soft as concrete, as clear as mud. He was suspended for his little mischief. The homeless survived in their cardboard places. Now the climax. Next. Climax is a figure of speech which rises in steps like a ladder from simple to more important. For example, he came, he saw, he conquered. He ran fast, he came first in the race, he was awarded a prize. Lost, broken, wrecked, and dead with an R. So, climax, and the next is an anti-climax. It is an arrangement of words in order to decreasing importance after it is used to ridicule. Now the first, the soldier fights for glory and a shilling a day. Second, she lost her husband, her children, and her purse. Next, he is a great philosopher, a member of parliament, and plays golf well. Hyperbole. Hyperbole is an exaggeration and things are made to appear greater or lesser than any usually are. Hyperbole is a literary device often used in poetry and is frequently encountered in casual speech. Let's see what is the example. The burglar ran as fast as lightning. The professor's ideas are as old as the hill. The troops were swifter than eagles and stronger than lions. Her brain is the size of a pea. I have told you a million times not to lie. Alliteration. Alliteration is a series of words that begin with the same letter. Alliteration consists of the repetition of a sound or of a letter at the beginning of two or more words. For example, dirty dogs dig in the dirt. Second, cute cats cooking carrots. Some slimy snacks were slowly slithering. Next, purple pandas painted picture. Next, white whales waiting in the water. So these are the examples of alliteration. Onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is a figure of speech where a word is used to represent a sound. Examples of onomatopoeia are also commonly found in a poem and nursery rhymes written for children. For example, zip goes the jacket. Zip is an onomatopoeia word because it sounds like a jacket is zipping up. So we can say zip up a zipper. The sound the zipper makes sound like a zipper. Here are another onomatopoeia word: boom, bang, slash, slurp, burgle, meow, and woo. These are the examples of the onomatopoeia. So, student, I hope you understand the figure of speech, and rest part, the figure of speech I have explained in the next video. Thank you.